Shabbat Shalom. Kol Halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Ba'Hashem Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. Shabbat Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word in truth and in sincerity. The brother Yahshua back with the third woe update, all right, for the day. All right, we're going to start here with Habakkuk 2 and 3, all right? And we're just going to go through some of these different versions, right? Just to get a little better understanding of what's being said, right? All right, so Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Now that could be confusing, all right? In the minute of the Lord, we know this is a milk scripture now, or a regular, a normal scripture now, especially now. All right, so let's read some of these different ones. For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it, it will certainly come and will not delay. The vision is for a future time, all right? That future time is now. It describes the end, and it will be fulfilled. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. It will not be delayed. Okay? Though it lingers, wait for it, since it will surely come and will not delay. Okay, tarry. When you say tarry, start getting into different words. Okay. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, it hurries towards the goal, and it will not fail. Though it delays, wait for it will certainly come. It will not delay long. Okay, so that's good. Let's see. Okay, let's read this one. This is the Aramaic Bible in plain English. Because the vision has been for its time, and the end comes and does not lie. If it delays, you should not lose hope for yourselves. I like that. Salakia. You should not lose hope for yourselves, right here, because it comes quickly and does not delay. It may take a long time, but keep on waiting, it will happen. Let me read this whole thing. Contemporary English version. Meaning at this time. Contemporary means at this time. At the time I have decided, my words will come true. You can trust what I say about the future. It may take a long time, but keep on waiting. It will happen. That's good. All right. All right, so let's go to Secret Files. Secret Files 333. Where do we start here? Okay, because the troops are being gathered. All right, people are choosing sides. This is 3 minutes ago. Let me check this real quick. How long? 10 minutes ago. Iran threatens is going to attack if Israel does not stop the strikes on Hamas. All right. Egypt to allocate 500 million, right, for Gaza rebuilding. It's not for no Gaza rebuilding effort. It's for some weapons to protect yourself. All right. They blew up a gas rig, an Israeli gas rig here. All right. We went into that yesterday. So let's watch this.
If you wear glasses or contacts, you must.
All right, Salakia. Just some updates on the war, hourly updates.
Shockingly equation to be made if Zionists don't stop attacks.
Iran threatens with shock attacks if Israel does not stop its aggression. Iranian parliament speaker Special Aide for the International Affairs believes if the Zionists do not stop their attacks on Gaza, the Palestinian resistance will create a shocking equation. If the Zionist Israelis do not stop their aggressions against Gaza, the Palestinian resistance movement will kick off a new phase which would end up a shockingly new equation, Hossein Amir Abdullahian tweeted on Thursday. Hostilities between Israel and Hamas escalated on Tuesday, raising the death toll in 2 days to 32 Palestinians and 3 people in Israel, with Israel carrying out multiple airstrikes in Gaza and the militant group firing rockets at Tel Aviv. A 13-story residential building in Gaza collapsed after it was hit by an Israeli airstrike, one of hundreds that Israel said it had carried out against Hamas targets. They were the most intensive aerial exchanges between Israel and Hamas since a 2014 war in Gaza, and prompted international concern that the situation could spiral out of control. UN Middle East peace envoy Tor Wensland tweeted, "Stop the fire immediately. We're escalating towards a full-scale war. Leaders on all sides have to take the responsibility of the escalation." Into the early hours of Wednesday morning, Gazans reported their homes shaking and the sky lighting up with Israeli attacks.
Thursday morning is talking about today.
Going rockets fired by Hamas and Islamic Jihad, and Israeli air defense missiles intercepting them.
Okay. Hey, this thing is not, nobody can turn it back. All right. Egypt to allocate, just like America is allocating, what is it, $725 million to Israel, approving the sale or whatever the fuck they're trying to say it is, right? Really, they're handing them a bunch of money so that, and which is really them handing them a bunch of weapons to use. Okay, so everybody's doing that now. Egypt to allocate $500 million for Gaza rebuilding. Rebuilding what? No, it's not about rebuilding. They're at war. Rebuild what? They're not going to rebuild. They can't rebuild anything until the war is over. This isn't just, a little battle. This is about to build. See, this is war. When your allies are giving you money. This is no different than when the officer shoots a Jake down in Wisconsin, and then he goes to jail awaiting his trial, and you got the white supremacists sending him money, and the dude winds up with more money than he's ever gonna make while he is walking the beat. It's the same thing. Okay, you got allies that are helping you, that are funding the war. All right, on both sides. America is funding, right, the least of the flock, openly in the news. This is the same thing.
Egypt opens Rafah crossing early for Palestinian travelers, sources. Beside opening the border, Egypt will allocate $500 million for rebuilding efforts in the Gaza Strip following Israeli airstrikes, the Egyptian presidency said on Tuesday. Egypt has opened the Rafah
You think they're going to use that for anything other than weapons?
border crossing a day earlier than planned to allow the passage from Gaza of students, people needing medical treatment, and other humanitarian cases, 2 sources at the border told Reuters on Sunday. A security source said that by 1 p.m., 11 o'clock GMT, 3 buses carrying 263 people had crossed the border, which had been closed for the Eid al-Fitr holiday and was due to reopen on Monday. Even before Sunday's reopening, Egypt had been picking up people wounded in Israeli bombardments at the crossing.
In the 6-day war, right, which I believe was in 68, okay, Egypt was one of the main enemies of the least of the flock during that time. I think they took the greatest losses because they had that much to lose and they got shut down. You think them motherfuckers ain't waiting to get some payback? So they're not, trying to build the infrastructure up of something that is just going to get bombed again. What they're doing is they're funneling money, right, for the war effort. That's what that money is for. Babylon the Great came right out and said, hey, this is for weapons. 725 million. Okay. But this is, you got to read between the lines what this is. What? Egypt to allocate 500 million for Gaza rebuilding. Rebuilding what? The rockets that you fired off? Exactly.
Egypt has so far sent 16 ambulances to pick up casualties, most of whom had suffered serious injuries that were...
They sent 16 ambulances full of arms over there to give them the arms and then take the people back. Just like in Vietnam, when they're flying the bodies back, they're stuffing them full of dope. You don't fly shit one way. Just like Columbus and them. They're bringing slaves over here and taking slaves back.
Immediate surgical procedures, medical sources said. A medical committee was present at the border crossing to triage the casualties as they arrived and allocate them across 3 designated hospitals, the medical sources added. The past week has seen the worst outbreak of Israeli-Palestinian violence in years. Islamist militant group Hamas began firing rockets into Israel on Monday after weeks of tensions. Israel has retaliated with air and artillery strikes into densely populated Gaza.
All right. These are very recent. Today is May 19th. All right. These are very recent updates. What is that? Okay, 11 hours. All right, let's look for more here. Just some little updates here. Let's see. Let's check out Deep Journal. 2 hours ago. All right, this is Deep Journal channel. Breaking news, hot conflict at the border. Live in Israel. Got to be Gaza or Lebanon. Let's see.
Why are people...
Slovakia. All right, here we go.
Welcome to the Deep Journal channel. By subscribing to our channel before moving on to our video, you can be instantly informed about the last news and comments. Sirens sounded throughout the northern region of Israel, including Haifa's Bayside suburbs, on Wednesday afternoon, with Lebanese reports claiming that the rockets came from southern Lebanon. In addition,
So Lebanon is getting involved in this. Basically, the troops are being gathered.
city of Ashdod in Israel is currently under
Where a bastard shall dwell. Okay? That ain't your land.
a rocket attack. The barrage came after a relatively calm morning which followed an eventful night during which Hamas aimed rockets at Israel Air Force bases. Energy Minister Yuval Steinitz emphasized
This is recent. This is today. Okay? Hours ago. Does it look like this thing is slowing down?
determination in the fight against Hamas, saying, "Nobody will disarm Hamas unless they do it by force," and made scorching statements. Let's start to examine the details of these developments together. In total, 4 rockets fell, 1 was intercepted, 2 fell in the ocean, and 1 fell in an open area. In response, IDF artillery struck few targets in Lebanon. According to unconfirmed reports, one of the rockets fell in Kiryat Yam, while 1 was intercepted above Acre. Additionally, residents reported hearing explosions. According to Megan David Adam, MDA, 2 individuals were lightly injured running to bomb shelters. The last time there were sirens in the north was Monday, when rockets were fired from Lebanon, setting of sirens in Israel's Upper Galilee communities. Residents of Misgavim and Metula reported hearing explosions. 6 rockets were launched from Rishaya al-Fukar, north of Kafar Shub in southern Lebanon. All fell short of the border and landed inside Lebanese territory, the IDF said, adding, however, that one of the rockets may have crossed into Israel. The IDF fired back toward the source of the rocket launch in Lebanon with tank and artillery shells. The military responded that Palestinian groups north of Mount Dov, and not Hezbollah, were responsible for the rockets and that rocket fire like this could continue, although it was not specified for how long. A Lebanese security source said that about 22 shells were fired by Israeli artillery towards Lebanese territory. Yesterday, missile attacks were made from Lebanon to Israel, and in response Israel hit some points in Lebanon. Qatar-based Al Jazeera television claimed that Israel hit a village close to the border in Lebanon with at least 20 missiles. It is feared that these missiles launched from Lebanon will cause the conflict to expand.
Boom. Lebanon will cause the conflict to expand. Here's what's going on. Are they having peace talks right now? Are they calling for a ceasefire? No. You see how valuable this little information is, all right? This is pretty in-depth, right? Whether it's true or not, okay? Could be propaganda, all right? But, hey, you gotta, filter things through the scriptures and spit the bones out and try to come to a logical conclusion, right?
This is a developing story. We will continue to report when new information becomes available. In addition, a fresh rocket barrage
Hey. So, I mean, nothing wrong with fresh information.
Slammed into central and southern Israel on Wednesday afternoon, setting off sirens in the Shpela region, Ashkelon, Ashdod, and Beersheba. One of the rockets struck a...
How are these names, right? Ashdod. These are jumping off the pages of the script. These are, so okay, just by some of the phrases that you hear, right, that these prophecies are coming to pass. And then you got these small hats trying to use phrases like David's slingshot, or, you know what I'm saying, chariots of fire, Hey, that's the spirit, all right? A little more.
Building in Ashdod, but no injuries were reported, while others fell in open fields in Ashkelon, igniting fires. Additionally, some 13 rockets were hurled towards Beersheba. 8 of them were intercepted by the Iron Dome, while the rest fell in open areas, with no injuries reported. The rocket barrage came after a relatively calm morning which followed an eventful night during which Hamas aimed rockets at Israel Air Force bases in the south, including Telephone NOF, Nevatim, and Ramon. The bases that the Al-Qassam brigades targeted are Hatzerim, Nevatim, Telephone NOF, Palmakim, and Ramon, Hamas said in a statement. Incoming rocket sirens were activated in the Gaza border communities, the southern cities of Ashkelon and Ashdod, as well as the towns of Rehovot, Eniz Zayana, and Palmakim in the center of the country. IDF spokesperson Brig. Gen. Heide Zilberman said that no rockets impacted the bases, where planes had been taking off and landing throughout the night. One projectile did land in an open field in proximity to the Telephone NOF airbase near Rehovot. A relatively quiet night, from 7 p.m. on Tuesday until 7 a.m. on Wednesday, some 50 rockets were fired towards Israel from the Hamas-run enclave, with 10 of them falling inside the strip. There were no damage or...
All right, that's enough. Okay, I don't like these commercials. So anyway, let's get a couple of precepts. This thing is only going to expand. Okay, let's get Zephaniah.
Awesome. It's finally here. Okay. Alright, let's go take this bad boy.
Where it came from. Zephaniah, what? 3. Zephaniah 3 and 8. Therefore, wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations. All right, that's what we see. All right, that I may assemble the kingdoms to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger, for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. The Most High is gathering. All right. Every day. Jeremiah 25 and 31. Same scriptures. All right. A noise shall come even to the ends of the earth, for the Lord hath a controversy with the nations. He will plead with all flesh. He will give them that are wicked to the sword, saith the Lord. All right. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, evil shall go forth, bad time, shall go forth from nation to nation. That's what you see. Evil going forth from nation to nation. And a great whirlwind shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. Okay? All right? This thing is exponentially going to grow. 33. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. They shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the earth. Okay, a lot of those dead bodies are going to come from this war. So how much bigger is it going to grow right in front of everybody's face? All right. So this is just a daily update. All right, and we hope that the elect have been edified. So with that, we're going to say until next time, Shabbat Shalom.